As you guys all know, there's a brand new FNAF game called Secret of the Mimic that is coming out. It's about Edwin Murray, a inventor that made something called the Storyteller and the Tales from the Pizzaplex books. Like, he had a whole bunch of disagreements with a group of people that were making the Storyteller, and it did not turn out too well. But he also created the Mimic, which is a thing that he created for his child because he was busy with the work and he needed something to entertain his child. It basically just mimics everything you do. So yeah, the child had to live without having his father closest to him, which, of course, pretty sad. But we are going to be analyzing this new trailer, FNAF Secret of the Mimic, to see anything that anybody else has missed and point out every single lore detail. So let's watch. Oh, yeah.
So let me explain the situation. One of our contractors, Edwin Murray, has gone missing, leaving our property
Edwin Murray.
in his warehouse.
I'm liking this setup already. Looks very interesting, like dark and gloomy sort of. Kind of reminds me of Poppy Playtime, that new icon I just saw. Some kind of animatronic.
Your job is simple. Enter the warehouse and retrieve the technology that he was developing for us.
Whoa, what is... That is crazy. That is like a brand new animatronic. Some kind of... If I had to guess the animal it is, it's some kind of dog crossed up with like the teeth look like they could be megalodon teeth. This is really cool. Oh, and an elephant? An elephant? A bunny?
So just be aware of...
Yeah, I am seeing a lot of... I am remembering from reading the Mimic books. I may slightly spoil some of the details, but you guys probably already read all the books. But I do recognize some of these suits from the Mimic books, the Mimic stories and Tales from the Pizzaplex, like the dog costume that Kelly was in. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's what I just saw right there, but it definitely reminds me of the Kelly's nightmare thing. She put that on to disguise herself from the Mimic, but it didn't work. At first she thought it was working, but it wasn't, so yeah.
Any costume can become any character. We suspect it may be malfunctioning, so just be aware of the slam button on zero.
Okay, it's in the dark.
You could sustain significant injuries while attempting to retrieve it, including but
now this is reminding me of Xenonomaly.
We fully expect to retrieve
yeah, this does look like
Xenonomaly and without incident. But just in case, we suggest you get your affairs in order before arriving.
Back to work.
Whoa. That is crazy. Oh, oh, it's Music Man. I think that's who we just saw upside down. If you go back towards it. Yeah, if you load right there, you can see Music Man's face. He's also kind of spider-like, so yeah, definitely saw that.
Is not responsible for damage to property or person. Thank you for being a valued member of the Fazbear
The way
team.
they say that so flat out, not damaging property, you'd expect now property or people or something like that. Property or person. Yeah, very straightforward. 6/13/25. So yeah, June 13th, 2025. That's when it's going to be coming out. Wow, that's funny, because that's the same time that Lorify, the new ARG that MatPat made, like, that's around the same time that this actually came out. That's funny. That's funny. It would be funny if MatPat meted up with Scott at one point and then they just agreed on this project together. That would be very interesting. None of us would even know about that though, because we didn't even know this Secret of the Mimic thing was even going to come out at that time, but yeah.
So let me explain.
Now we're going to like analyze it frame by frame now that we watched the entire thing. Okay,
One of our contractors.
That house did look very destroyed. The street looked very destroyed. We see a hole in there. Maybe that hole is important. They go right
So
over
let
the
me
hole,
explain
no
the
problem.
situation. One of our contractors, Edwin Murray, has gone missing, leaving our property
Okay, we got all these characters. Yeah.
abandoned in his warehouse. Your job is simple. Enter the warehouse and retrieve the technology.
Alright, let's look at this room. So there's nothing particular that I'm seeing about that room that's too interesting yet.
It's a kind of
Saw that already.
endoskeleton.
See these new
Can
animals.
adapt to any costume and become any character. We suspect it may be malfunctioning, so just be aware of but non-zero chance.
We have, I feel like that creature right there that we just saw, that they just briefly made us look at, I think that character is definitely going to be important, because all the characters that they don't show, they just give you like a teaser of, those are often important.
Significant entries while attempting to retrieve it, including but not limited.
Okay. Where did you just come from, though? What were you just looking at? You were clearly looking at something. I saw right there in that frame, you were looking at something.
Retrieve it, including but not limited to death or dismemberment. We fully expect the retrieval
Whoa,
process.
okay, yeah, let's go back on that hand right there. I want to look carefully at that hand.
Expect
Frame with the most light on it is like immediately when it goes away.
smoothly and without incident. But just in
believe
case, we suggest you get
That
your
was the
affairs in
tall
order.
one.
Driving.
Whoa. Okay, I think that character is definitely going to be important. When I first saw that character, I was thinking of the Fazbear Frights graphic novel cover of the Minarias, but I don't think that's what it is.
Back to work.
That good old fellow. He's definitely going to have some lore about him. They also don't show too much emphasis on that character we just saw, the one with the blue hat. They don't show a lot about that character. I want to read every single text I see. Helper, terminal 0.00, welcome show sub terminal. Please select an option below. We can reset welcome show, or and then it says missing executive access. But yeah, so the option on the lower half, apparently, from what I'm getting, you can't access that option right there because it says missing executive access. So maybe that's going to be important because we see an option that the protagonist of this game is not able to make if they wanted to. Whoa. That reminded me of Poppy at first when I first saw her. Poppy from Poppy's Playtime. That is an interesting doll. What was I just seeing over there? Have a red thing. It's like a fish. Yeah, if we turn it this way, it's like a fish that I'm seeing right here. Is it like some kind of tool? Yeah, it seems like it's a tool that we're just using, and then we throw it, and then yeah, it would be funny if you threw it and then it just went down at the ceiling. That's not what they were showing off. Okay, yeah, then we see Music Man coming down, and Music Man kills us as it shows the trailer. Yeah.
Not responsible for damage to property or person. Thank you for being a valued member of the Fazbear team.
So yeah, that is the trailer of... This is the PS5 gameplay trailer that we see right now. A lot of very interesting stuff in this trailer. I'm definitely going to be looking at this a lot more and making theories about this. That is indeed the trailer. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Tell me in the comments anything you found about the trailer, because I definitely want to see anything you guys have found. And, peace out.